Hello everyone, welcome to this prenatal yoga class with me, Melissa Baker. I have wonderful Colleen and Carly here with me who are both in their second trimester that will be practicing with us today. I'm in my third trimester, so wherever you are at in pregnancy, do what works for you. You might have to give a little bit more space for baby. You may be able to do a little bit more complex of movements. So listen to your body, allow yourself to use props, use time for rest, and connect. So we're gonna start in this comfortable seated position. This might look cross-legged. For some, this might be a leg out in front or two legs out in front. Depending on where you're at, you can find this cross-legged position or another position that feels good for you. And once you get there, if you have props around, even if it's a pillow or a bolster or something a little bit more sturdy, if you have yoga blocks, this will be really helpful, especially as baby grows and as your belly gets bigger. So we'll start here with a tall spine, relaxed shoulders, and if you choose, you can close the eyes. From here, we're going to bring both hands down to the belly. You can hug the belly around with the hands. Soften your gaze either down at the mat or eyes closed, and have this inner focus towards baby. Take a few long, deep breaths here, and as you inhale, the belly expands, baby's getting this beautiful oxygen, and exhaling the breath all the way out. Relax a little bit more into where you are. Again, inhale deeply. Exhale. And imagine this breath soothing baby, soothing your own nervous system, your own bodily systems, soothing the mind. And now we're going to move our hands from baby, acknowledging, connecting as we do this practice of yoga, and we're going to bring the hands up to the rib cage. So placing the hands around the rib cage here, the diaphragm. And during pregnancy, our ribs expand, our body is expanding to make all this space for this new being. So when we breathe here, imagine your ribs expanding and your diaphragm lifting. And as you exhale, allow the ribs to come back in. Expand your breath to a count of about 4 to 6 seconds in. And exhale all the way out. And do this 1 or 2 more times, really connecting to the way that this part of your body feels as it moves and as you breathe. Now we'll bring both hands from here over the space of the heart. You can place one hand on top of the other on your beating heart in the center of your chest. And connecting with your own heartbeat. During pregnancy, our blood capacity expands, our blood pressure expands, so we are pumping more blood throughout our body. Is giving gratitude to this organ of the heart. The space of the heart expanding for love for this new being that will enter your life soon. And sending love to yourself for showing up, for doing this practice of yoga, for taking these moments out of your day to connect. Taking one more deep breath here. And you can either place the hands here and keep them here, or you can bring the palms together in prayer pose, palms connecting, thumbs into the sternum, and set an intention for this class. This can be a very simple intention to move, to relax, or it can be more complex. Maybe there's a part of your pregnancy or a part of your life that you want to dedicate this practice towards. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale as you let the hands relax. Now we're going to use that same consciousness of the breath and we're gonna begin to move our body. We'll start with some simple shoulder rolls. Inhale as the shoulders come up towards the ears, and then exhale as you relax the shoulder blades back and down. And do this a few times. Inhale, arms reach up high, and then exhale, shoulders relax down. And continue with these shoulder rolls here. Inhale up, exhale down. One more time, reach the shoulders up and hold it there for a moment. Exhale as you release the shoulders all the way down, shoulder blades down the back. Now we'll reach the arms up, take a deep breath in. Palms are gonna connect overhead, and exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Inhale, big circle, expansive circle, and then exhale as you bring the hands down to heart center. 1 more time. Inhale, circle around, and exhale, palms connect. Beautiful. We're going to circle the arms up 1 more time and reach up. Keep them here. Exhale as right hand drops down towards the ground. Left arm reaches up and over, stretching into that hip, through the rib cage. On your next inhale, both arms reach up high. And exhale over to the other side. Inhale deeply, arms reach up. And exhale as you bring the fingertips down to the ground. We're gonna enter into a butterfly position. So the feet are gonna come together, knees apart. If you find that you don't have a lot of flexibility in your hips, you're always welcome to place blocks underneath the knees as an option. From here, we're going to start by bringing the hands to the knees. The chest stays open, and we're gonna do a inhale as we roll around, moving our hips. And then as we come back, use the leverage of your hands on your knees to roll back, tuck the chin, and do a spinal curl. Inhale as you come back around, and then exhale as you curl back. And we're just going one direction right now, inhaling around in a circle. Exhale as you come back. Doing our best to get into that thoracic spine, that middle of the spine. Relieving any tension in the lumbar, the lower spine, and that thoracic spine. We'll go ahead and circle the opposite direction whenever you're ready, inhaling the other way, and exhale back. Take a deep breath in, come back to a neutral spine. We'll bring the hands down to the ankles. That chest will stay open, shoulders back, and we're gonna hinge at the hips here, coming into a nice butterfly stretch. You may feel the stretch more in the hips, you may feel it more in the inner thighs. Wherever you do feel it, imagine your breath moving into that area. This is a good visualization, especially when you go into labor and you start to feel those contractions, imagining that breath moving into that area, moving into that space, releasing and relaxing. We'll take one more full breath here. And on your next inhale, slowly come up, neutral spine, and we'll move into a tabletop position. So we'll bring the knees behind, the hands will come in front of us. And once we get into this tabletop, ensuring our posture is strong by bringing the knees directly underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders. Pressing all of your fingers firmly into the mat here. If you have sensitivity on your knees, maybe you grab a blanket or something to place under your knees. And from here, we're going to listen. Just close your eyes, spend a moment listening to where the body feels inclined to move. And then with that listening, with that inner guidance, allow yourself to move in that way. So maybe you feel like you need to move the hips a little bit. Maybe it's in the wrists. Maybe it's through the jaw or the mouth. Whatever feels good, do that movement right now. Take a few breaths to have some freedom in this movement. We'll move from here into a more traditional cat and cow. So coming back to neutrality, we'll drop baby and belly down, flex the spine and look up. Exhale as you press away from the mat, tuck the chin, curl the shoulders away from each other. Inhale as you flex the spine and look up. And exhale as you curl the spine, tuck the chin. Find a rhythm that suits you. You may feel like you want a little bit more energy in this cat and cow. You might move a little bit faster, or you slow it down. On your next inhale, come to a neutral position. If you need to roll out the wrists a little bit, give them some love, you're welcome to do that. And then we'll come back to a firm foundation, preparing for a little bit more core stability. So in this position, we're going to extend the right arm in front of us, parallel to the ground. And this might be the extent of which you feel like you can balance today. Or you can bring the left toes back, straighten the leg, press the toes into the ground or the mat. And then from here, you can lift the leg and lift the arm up. Stay here for one more deep breath in. Next exhale, bring the elbow and knee close together or touching, depending on how far along you are. And inhale, reach the arm and leg back out. Exhale, close together or touching. And inhale, back out. And just honoring where you're at. Sometimes, as if you practiced yoga before pregnancy, we have this tendency to want to go further, but sometimes it's just really physically impossible to touch the elbow to the knee or do those things that we were able to do before pregnancy. Inhale, deeply extend arm and leg back out. And then exhale, place the hand down, place the knee down firmly. Find some balance, some equilibrium, whatever you need to do to adjust yourself, and then we'll do the other side. So inhale as that left arm extends in front. Option to bring the right toes back on the ground, straighten the leg, and then option to lift that foot up. From here, take one more breath in, and then on your exhale, bring elbow and knee close together or touching. Inhale, extend out, and continue here. If you want to add a little bit of a pelvic lift when you exhale, you can choose to do that, strengthening that pelvic floor. On your next inhale, extend arm and leg out, and exhale, placing hand down and placing knee down on the ground. From here, we're going to transition to child's pose. We'll bring the knees out to the sides. Feet will come together. We'll sit back on the heels and stretch the arms in front. Now, the further you are along, you might need a block or something to rest your head on to provide that space for belly. Take 2 more deep, full breaths here, reminding yourself of that intention. Coming back to that space of inner connection. Now we'll slowly walk the hands towards the knees, bring the knees together and sit up on the heels. If this is too intense, you can bring a block underneath or in between the legs and sit on the block, your choice. From here, we're gonna stand up on the knees. Take a deep breath in, arms reach up high. And exhale as you bring the hands behind you. Interlace the fingers if that's accessible. Reach the heart and chest forward. If you plan on breastfeeding, this is a really great position to open up the chest. And even as the belly gets bigger, we have a tendency to hunch over, almost this protective feeling. So opening up, feeling that openness in the heart. Take one more deep breath there. And exhale as you relax the hands down. We'll bring the right leg in front. Foot is going to be right planted on the ground. Knee is underneath the, or over the ankle. We'll reach the arms up, take a deep breath in. And exhale as you open up the elbows, open up the chest once again. Inhale, arms reach up high. Grasp that left wrist, pull up and over so you're stretching through that whole left side of the body. This is also some balancing here. So really staying strong and stable through the pelvic floor, lifting up through the back. Inhale back to the center. And exhale, we're going to bring the left hand down to the ground. Right arm is going to reach up for a gentle twist. On your next exhale, we're going to bring both hands down towards the left side of the mat and walk the right foot to the edge of the mat. You can walk the hands forward. This is another position where blocks are helpful if it's challenging to reach the ground. And we're going to sink the hips a little bit further down towards the mat. So in this position, lizard pose, you can stay on the hands. You can come down onto forearms or onto blocks, or do any other variation where you're feeling mainly the stretch in the right hip area and the adductor muscles. If you are on the forearms, go ahead and come back onto the hands. And we're going to simply bring this right foot and come back into a tabletop position. From here, walk the hands towards the knees and stand up on the knees. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, open up the elbows, open up the chest. Relax the hands down to the sides and step the left foot forward. From here, once you find that stability, reach the arms up high. Open up once again, exhale. Inhale, reach up. Grasp that right wrist, pull up and over towards the left. Breathe into that side body, that hip, those ribs expanding. From here, lift up, inhale. Exhale, drop the right hand down to the ground, left arm reaches up for a twist. On your next exhale, both hands come down to the ground and walk the left foot out to the edge of the mat. Again, that lizard stretch, we're kind of leaning the hips down towards the ground here. You can either stay on the hands, you can come down to the forearms, do what you did on the other side just to create some evenness in the body. Beautiful. From here, come back onto the hands if you are on the forearms, and we're going to step both feet back into tabletop. We're going to sit back on the heels and simply bring the legs in front of us. Feet will come to the ground in front, knees will stay bent. We're going to bring support to the back by placing the hands behind. And then from here, we're just going to swivel the knees over to one side and swivel them over to the other side. Working on those adductor and abductor muscles, really important to strengthen during pregnancy. Gentle twist here. And we'll come back to the center, and then we'll stretch the legs out in front. Now, anything on the back after late second or third trimester, you decide what feels good in your body. But we're gonna do one stretch on the ground, a little twist, and then we'll go into a relaxation. So as you come down onto your back, we're going to bring the knees into the chest and then over towards one side. Both arms are going to come onto that side. So we're gonna start on our left side, both arms are to the left, both legs are to the left. From here, we're going to inhale and open up the right arm only and place the right arm towards the right side of the ground. And we're gonna do this motion a few times. Come back to the center, place the hands on top of each other, and then open up, twisting through that spine. And do that 3 or 4 more times. And now from here, we'll go ahead and move the legs over towards the opposite side. So right side, both hands connect. And then we'll do that same motion. Open up left arm. And one more time. Now, depending on what stage you are, you should lie flat on the back with the legs out in front, arms to the sides, or you can come onto the left side, placing a block in between the legs, resting your arm underneath the head. And we'll take a moment here to relax. As we practice yoga, there are many benefits to practicing it. There are many different ways that our body adjusts, recalibrates. And so this relaxation is meant to help with that connection, that unification of mind, of body, of spirit. And so as you relax here, allowing all the muscles, all the tension, all the movement that was built up during the class to release, to let it go, let go of that effort. A normal breath. And we'll slowly bring awareness back to the body by wiggling toes and fingers. And if you're doing this at home, you're welcome to stay in relaxation for another few minutes. And whether you're lying on your back or your side, just take a moment to slowly come up to a seated position. We'll go ahead and close the class by bringing the hands together or palm on top of palm over the heart, your choice. And from here, you can choose to close the eyes or soft gaze in front of you. Genuinely thank yourself for being here, for showing up. Thanking baby for being a part of this experience. And sending yourself and baby a affirmation, prayer, words of encouragement to guide you throughout the rest of this day. Thank you for joining us today for this prenatal yoga class. Namaste.